Helping senior citizens like you lead active, healthy lives has been my career's mission. It's a popular misconception that walking by itself will keep you strong and fit after the age of 70. Let me tell you, though, that's not the whole tale. Physicians increasingly recognize that walking alone as you age can be detrimental. Walking is a terrific way to keep active, but if it's your sole form of exercise, you might be doing it incorrectly, which could actually accelerate rather than slow down aging. In actuality, walking alone is not enough for our bodies to preserve balance and protect our joints as we age. Being limited to a walker might cause us to miss out on vital forms of movement, which can result in muscle atrophy and potentially raise our risk of falling. According to experts, it might be wise to cut back on walking after the age of 70 and instead concentrate on 5 essential activities that will keep you robust and active as you age. In order to improve your mobility, safeguard your bones, and possibly extend your life, we will dissect these 5 crucial priorities in this video. It's crucial to be alone for a reason that nearly no one discusses, so stay with me through to the very end. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and ring the bell before we begin our healthy life so you don't miss any of our videos. Please leave a remark if you like this kind of video. If not, put in your suggestions enable me to produce better material. Now, let's get going. Strength exercise to maintain muscle mass walking is fantastic for walking, but if you only do it, you may be putting yourself at risk for muscle loss after the age of 70. As you age, the slow loss of muscle mass becomes a serious concern. Walking by itself has the drawback of not building muscle. Instead, it primarily exercises your lower body and doesn't give your muscles the resistance they require to remain strong. Strength training should be your first goal after the age of 70, according to physicians. Consider this. Is it possible to lift a big supermarket bag without experiencing any strain? If you can get out of a chair without using your hands and open a tight jar with ease, your muscles are likely strong. However, if these activities are getting harder, your muscles are likely deteriorating. If you haven't already, consider Robert as an example. He thought, enough is enough, and continued to walk every day. However, one day he was having trouble getting off the couch and was straining to move a box that used to seem light. He attributed it to aging, but it wasn't inevitable that it happened so quickly because even after adding simple strength training activities like resistance bands, he wasn't pushing his muscles. Squats using only your body weight and light dumbbell exercises. Within a few months, he felt more robust and energized. Strength training is not the same as bodybuilding at the gym. It might be as easy as lifting with resistance bands or squats. Progressive resistance is the secret to the soup can. Your muscles should be sufficiently challenged to maintain their activity. Research indicates that preserving muscle mass is associated with a longer lifespan, much greater brain health, and increased mobility. Do you want to see how strong you are? Without using your hands, get out of a chair and stand up. Great if it's easy. If it's difficult, it's time to concentrate on strengthening yourself. This is the good news. If you've been relying only on walking, you may reverse muscle loss, enhance your balance, and maintain your independence for years to come with consistent strength training. Think of your wake-up call as the secret of long-lasting muscles. I want to let you know below whether this comment was useful. You are now with me for the fall prevention exercises related to balance and stability in point 2. Walking doesn't always make you more balanced, but it does keep you moving. After the age of 70, most people don't know how crucial FS is to maintaining their independence and health until it's too late. One of the main causes of major injuries among the elderly is falls, usually because of weakness instead of balance. You run the chance of falling, stumbling, or worse. You might possibly believe that I've been walking all my life. I must maintain equilibrium, yet equilibrium by itself is not sustainable. It will deteriorate if you don't work on it. The tiny stabilizing muscles in your ankles are not taxed by walking. Therefore, balance calls for particular activities. Even a minor error can result in a fall from which it is difficult to recover if your balance is poor. When was the last time you reached for something or put on socks while standing on one leg? Did you sway? Or did you feel stable? The 76-year-old Edward loved to walk, but one day he lost his balance while descending a bend. He felt weak but managed to catch himself in time. Simple one-leg exercises were suggested by his doctor. After the weight was moved to one side, Edward felt more secure and self-assured in a matter of weeks. Exercises for balance are not necessary. For added safety, try standing on one leg next to a counter. You can also practice controlled weight shifting exercises, which enhance coordination and stability reflexes, making every step feel natural. Try your balance now. For 10 seconds, raise one leg off the floor and hold it there. Great if you can. If not, it's time to quit exercising. You can now maintain your strength and independence for many years to come with balance training. Being active isn't enough if your sole objective is to walk. You also need to focus on balance. Remain still. Leave a remark if you're still with me. 3 exercises for mobility and flexibility. Walking doesn't do much to increase flexibility, but it does keep your legs moving, which helps maintain healthy joints. Our range of motion decreases, and one simple movements may become rigid after the age of 70. If bending to tie your shoes or moving your head isn't as effortless as it once was, your flexibility is deteriorating as your mobility decreases. Therefore, freedom walking by itself does not activate all the necessary movement patterns for your joints or adequately stretch your muscles. According to experts, making time for mobility and flexibility is just as crucial as exercising because it makes daily chores more comfortable. Consider putting on a dress or reaching inside the rear seat of your automobile. Is your jacket rigid? Age is the reason why many of your brushes have stiffened, but in reality, it's a loss of elasticity. Walter, 78, has gradually discovered that getting out of bed has become more difficult. Through mild stretching and joint exercises, his doctor explains that this is not only a result of aging, but also of not working his joints to their full potential. Walter even stands higher and feels more at ease. Stretching, dynamically rotation of the neck, rotation of the shoulders joints are kept lubricated and pain-free by movements from the knees to the chest. One advantage is that there is less pain, improved posture, and a decreased chance of falling. Examine your adaptability. Get to your feet and slowly move your head back and forth. Is it tight or smooth? It's time to work on it if it's constrained. If walking is your only movement, a few minutes of stretching each day might help you stay pain-free and mobile. Increase adaptability to maintain your independence. Third comment, if it strikes a chord to safeguard your spine, try these 4 posture and core exercises. Walking doesn't improve your posture or core strength, but it does keep your legs moving. Vital after age 70. Stability, avoiding back pain, and maintaining the alignment of your spine are the main goals of a strong core, not abs. We can rely on our core muscles, but if you lean farther or have back stiffness that your core cannot handle, discomfort or balance problems may raise your risk of developing back pain overall. Because walking does not include using the deep stabilizing muscles of the back and abdomen, experts advise doing 75 walking exercises each day in addition to core and posture exercises. However, after observing rounded shoulders and back strain, her physician concludes that her weak core is the reason. As a result, she grows taller and breathes easier in a few weeks. Standing against a wall makes movement easier, and sitting activates your abdominal muscles, which improve digestion, balance, and posture. Check your core by placing your head and back against a wall and feeling if it feels natural or forced. If it's difficult, begin strengthening. Walking by itself is insufficient. Concentrate on staying upright. Comment: walking is a terrific way to minimize strain if you follow the 5-joint protection and low-impact activities. However, if you rely too much on it after the age of 70, it can put pressure on the joints since cartilage deteriorates and joint fluid can cause pain or lessen stiffness. Many people believe it's simply aging, although it's frequently caused by poor joint protection. Walking without assistance can exacerbate the recurrent impact. Although Raymond, 77, walks daily, he has back pain and tight knees. His physician recommended low-impact alternatives. Pain is rapidly reduced by walking, swimming, cycling, and chair stretching. These exercises improve mobility and comfort for years to come by strengthening and increasing blood flow to the joints without putting undue strain on them. Try getting out of a chair without using your hands. Replace it with a joint-friendly maneuver if it feels uncomfortable or smooth. Isn't joint protection sufficient? Leave a comment if it's helpful. Concluding remarks. You might not be aware of how much more your body needs after strength and balance if you merely walk for exercise. Adaptability. You stay active and self-sufficient when your joints and core are healthy. Slowing down is not a sign of aging. With minor adjustments, your body can get better at any age. Which areas need your attention? If this helps, please share what you learn in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for viewing. See you later. Consider your health to be a garden walk. Strength training establishes roots, but watering at the stem remains balanced. Adaptable maintains the branches. The base and joint care are nurtured by the limb's core. Blooming flowers this week. What adjustments are you going to make? For more advice, subscribe our channel.